One of these days I'll be alright. There's nothing here that I don't like. Just being me, living through my scars as I watch the clouds near and far. Hard to live within the truth, the memories of my youth. I'm doing my best to get it together, no matter the storm of the weather. Living like I had nothing to lose, not allowing them to light my fuse. I know I can't be the only one, a different path I never dreamed I'd find. It's a beautiful day to start with own mind. Live your best life, I'm not crazy. Stay a while, don't worry about tomorrow. Live for today, one of these days I'll be alright. There's nothing here that I don't like. Just being me, living through my scars as I watch the clouds near and far. Hard to live what's in the truth, the memories of my youth. I'm doing my best to get it together, no matter the storm or the weather. Living like I have nothing to lose, not allowing them to light my fuse. I know I can't be the only one, a different path I never dreamed I'd find. It's a beautiful day to start with on my live your best life. I'm not crazy, stay a while, don't worry about tomorrow. Live for today, one of these days I'll be alright. There's nothing here that I don't like. Just being me, living through my scars as I watch the clouds near and far. To live within the truth, the memories of my youth. I'm doing my best to get it together, no matter the storm or the weather. Living like I have nothing to lose.
My mic was muted. My mic was muted. You know, we are not professionals here. We do this for our enjoyment. I know, right, Hannah? I know. I was muted. I was muted. Anyways, there's been some movement. It's late night. It is Friday the 13th, February 2026. It is 10:25-ish my time, because y'all know my clock is not right on my computer. Look, I got bad hair, no makeup. This is me, all natural. I've had a long day, and just thought I would pop in and say hey, and we'll get a few little updates on this Nancy Guthrie stuff, because I was watching some crazy things, and y'all know. No, it's Friday night. He works Monday through Thursday. Thank you, Content Angel, for asking that. No, he's here. He's in the background. He's listening. I normally don't stream, you know, when everybody's here and stuff, but this might be something new for me. Like I said, pop-up lives. Always make sure you have notifications on. Thank you all for being here. And yeah, so let's roll with the intro real quick, and then we'll get right into it, because there's been some arrests. Yes, there has been arrests. Ready?
Rub around the model room welcomes all. Thanks for stopping by, answering the call. Ups and downs are normal for some of us. Many days I beg to get off this life bus. Neon lights flicker, my shadow on the wall. Dreams on the ceiling, we run and then we fall. Sharing stories over paper cups. Wheels keep turning, but never enough. Life's a ride on a rickety old track, holding on tight, never looking back. In the rubber and motor room, we confide, laugh, cry, love in this crazy ride. Dusty postcards from the edge of nowhere, heartbeats echo in the electric air. We dance on tables without to wait, cry in the rubber and motor room, we're all high.
Okay, so we're going to start off. I have my stress duck. Everybody, welcome to the duck pond. I am Sheila, Rubber Ramada Reviews. Welcome in. Thank you all for being here. There has been some updates in the Nancy Guthrie case. Brian Enton is the bomb. He is always on scene. JLR is out there. We will watch a little bit of his stream, see what's going on with him. He is parked somewhere. You know, JLR, he does his thing. Dolly Vision was out there. You know, these are just other creators that are out there doing their thing and are kind enough to let us use their streams, and they're greatly appreciated to let our viewers see what is out there. Hold on, just 1 second. Hold on. Lola, y'all know my little children always causing havoc. Lola was going in the closet, probably get more of the shells that she was chewing yesterday. Yeah, she found the stash. So, you know, our bad children, bad dogs. Anyway, so what I was saying was we appreciate the other creators for letting us be able to use their streams and stuff. Dolly has already ended. He kind of had a little bit of a meltdown. He came up on a scene. He got upset. We will review a little bit of what he had to say when he came back up. And we'll just kind of go over what he said when he came back up after he came up on a scene that was really disturbing to him, and he shut it down for his own mental health. So again, this goes back to mental health. Please mind your mental health, and if you can't be here for that, that's fine. Come another time. So let's jump into this real quick. And Brian Enton went to News Nation. There is movement.
It's a little dark. We're in our car, and there is an active SWAT situation happening right now. Earlier, I reported that the SWAT team was staging. They have now moved in on a house in Pima County. And again, we're keeping our lights off because we're very, very close to where this is happening. And we don't want to interfere at all. And we don't want to reveal our location, obviously. We don't want to compromise the investigation, but I know that they have already, from what I can tell, pulled 2 people out of the house, and I know that this is connected to the Nancy Guthrie investigation. That I have confirmed. Whether this is going to pan out into something significant or whether we're going to sort of see what happened the other night with the man who was detained and then released, that I cannot tell you.
Right. So that was where I am at this point, is we don't know. Remember the other night they had the one man that was detained that was actually didn't have anything to do anything. He looked familiar. He looked similar to the masked man. Everybody reported him. It was not the same guy. He was released. Everything was better. So, you know, they're saying that these two have correlation to this, is what they're thinking.
But the amount of resources here is massive. We saw dozens of SWAT members. We saw at least 2 SWAT trucks fully armored. There's the FBI that is now out here. There's the Pima County Sheriff's Office. And there's at least, I must have followed at least 24 sheriff's deputies and FBI cars into this neighborhood where I am now. So I wish I had more information. I have, again, confirmed that this is related to the Nancy Guthrie investigation, that this is a SWAT operation, that they have pulled 2 people out. So I wanted to wait to come on until I knew that we were not putting any, you know, law enforcement in jeopardy like before they went in. They have already gone in, but we're just kind of waiting, Katie, to see how this plays out.
Brian, you say that there were 2 individuals who were pulled out by the sheriff's department, by the SWAT team. The SWAT team, just to clarify, is...
Just to let you know, Hannah, we'll pull up a little video on that. Brian Enton did something else on that earlier too, just to give a little quick update to go along with the stream.
From the sheriff's department, this is not the FBI SWAT team?
That's right. It's the Pima County Sheriff's SWAT team. I did not see the FBI SWAT team. I know that the hostage rescue team, which I've reported in the last couple of days, I know they're also in Tucson right now. But it is the Pima County SWAT team that they are the ones that moved in on this particular house.
With the 2 individuals you saw pulled out, were they in handcuffs or were they walked out? Did they look like they were being arrested or just detained?
So it was a man and a woman, and it was hard to tell because it's so dark. And some of this is from sources. Some of this is not what I saw a little bit of it, but I'm also hearing that from several sources in terms of who was pulled out. So I couldn't see if they were handcuffed. But I am told it was a man and a woman, and there may also be a traffic stop close by that's also involved, which I'm trying to sort of piece that part of the puzzle together right now.
And see this, the traffic stop that he's mentioning is the one that Dolly Vision came up on. And honestly, he kind of had a meltdown and kind of had to sign off because he's seen stuff that he wished he'd never seen. So things are happening. There is movement in this case. And I just dropped the link. I know. I was thinking that too. He looks short, and I don't know if it's just his car or what. You think so? Gary, that's a good. Hey, we all have our theories, and this is what we do. We just sit and talk, and we just chat in here. We're just kind of hangout group and enjoy just conversation and talk about the latest true crime. And so I'm bringing it to y'all. I appreciate your comment there.
But again, I do know for sure that this is connected to the Nancy Guthrie investigation.
I know you can't give us a lot of information about your location, but can you tell us if this is close to Nancy Guthrie's home, if this is somewhere outside of town? I mean, earlier this week, we had a man detained in Rio Rico, which is about 60 minutes south of Tucson, very close to the Mexican border. He ended up being released, although the FBI and Sheriff's Department did take some electronics from the home where he lived. So is there any information you can give us about just the general area of where this may be happening?
Yeah, so we're in Pima County. We're about 30 minutes from, I would say roughly 30 minutes from Nancy Guthrie's house. So we're not very far away. It's very, very dark out here, by the way. They don't have streetlights in this neighborhood either. But yeah, it's in Pima County. So much closer than when, like you said, when we went to Rio Rico the other night, when it was what seemed to be kind of a false alarm. They took the man named Carlos into custody. They detained him, questioned him, and let him go. But that was much farther away. That was like over an hour away, very, very close to the Mexico border. This is in the Tucson area in Pima County. I would guess, I need to look on my map, but I would guess about 30 minutes from Nancy's house.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download.
Well, okay, Chris Como, you were sure loud right there, just popping in at the end. So let's switch over here real quick. So yes, Hannah, the DNA, there was other than Nancy Guthrie's collected from her property. Authorities have found DNA other than Nancy Guthrie's and those close contact to her at her property. The Pima County Sheriff's Department said in an update today, investigators working to identify who it belongs to. We're not disclosing where the DNA was located. No, it's not ready yet, babe. They also addressed a pool maintenance crew that was seen at Guthrie's home today, saying it was at the request of the Guthrie family. The general manager of the pool company, Ken Kingen, told CNN it was the first time the company had serviced Nancy Guthrie's pool. Pima County Sheriff's Department was present in the house during the service. So that's where that stood. They were looking at doorbell stuff. Okay, and TMZ received a third letter. Let's pull that up. Let's see. Hold up. We'll pull that up and we'll go over that real quick.
TMZ has obtained a third email from the man who claims he knows the identity and the location of Nancy Guthrie's kidnapper, and he has now upped his demand. We know it is the same person who wrote the other two notes because the Bitcoin address is identical. So he says that he is going through TMZ because he does not trust law enforcement.
Oh, does this sound familiar? I mean, you know, there's a lot of people out here that doesn't trust law enforcement. So this guy, I mean, whether he's legit or not, I don't know, but something has gone down since this letter has come out. So let's listen to Harvey using his lawyer self.
And he's essentially saying, You don't trust me, and I don't trust you. What he is suggesting is by the FBI upping the reward to $100,000, it was designed to discredit him. He says, quote, to discredit me. So what he is saying is he now wants the following. He wants one fraction of a Bitcoin worth $50,000. And for that, he's
Okay, remember, in today's currency, one Bitcoin is worth $67,000 to $68,000. I don't know anything about Bitcoin. I am not intelligent when it comes to that stuff. So I'm just telling you, I'm just giving you what my knowledge is. So he wants a piece of a Bitcoin. Don't know how you do that. I'm not intelligent when it comes to Bitcoin. Not even gonna lie.
says he will give up the following. He wants one fraction of a Bitcoin worth $50,000. And for that, he says he will give up the name and location of the kidnapper. He says he will not cash that until the kidnapper is actually arrested. And then he expects the second Bitcoin fraction, another 50,000. So he wants the $100,000 reward, he says, but he wants it in this form and not simply coming forward to authorities. He has a variety of reasons on why he doesn't want to come forward to authorities, one of which is interesting. He says it's because that it could compromise his possible freedom. Now,
Okay, y'all know Comedy and the Chaos. In my channel, we are a review channel. We talk a variety of topics. Abellis, pennies are not on your list, and I appreciate that. It says cents. We don't have cents in America anymore. I know you're from another country. We're just all gonna guess Canada because of your big Canadian leaf. But pennies are no longer manufactured in the United States. So no cents, just nickels, dimes, and quarters.
we don't know what that means. Does that mean that he is peripherally associated with this kidnapper? He does not explain what that means, but he says it in this email. Now, there's something really important here that he says that when
Okay, stop, y'all. Stop, because I'm I didn't mean a different country. I just meant it's not. Shut up, y'all. Now I gotta rewind him just a second because y'all got me giggling over here. We're trying to be a little bit serious.
freedom. Now, we don't know what that means. Does that mean that he is peripherally associated with this kidnapper? He does not explain what that means, but he says it in this email. Now, there's something really important here that he says that when he gets the initial payment, and this is a quote, he will give up, quote, the name of the main individual, the main individual. So clearly he is suggesting, and he did insinuate this before, but he is saying it squarely here. The main individual, that means if this is legit, he has accomplices. So he does refer to the current state of Nancy Guthrie. We are not going to get into what that is. We have forwarded this on to the FBI. They asked for it, and we gave it to them. We received this email just before noon Pacific time, Friday, today. So again, the third email, he says this time, this is it, that it's his final time to approach anybody.
But I think if I remember right, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, on the previous email, he said that was it. He wasn't emailing no more.
The third time is it. Now, remember, he said that last time too, but he says he's coming forward now because of the increase in the ransom reward. And we will see. The authorities are looking at this, I guess, to determine if it's legitimate. We have checked this Bitcoin address, and so far, no deposit has been made.
Okay. So let's just peek in. Let's peek in at JLR. he's at this SWAT thing that's happening. So he's just kind of, he's just kind of sitting there hanging out. So I have him in the background. I'm listening. That's your pizza, babe. It's ready. So that's what he's doing right now. You'll know I don't normally stream on weekends. I'm usually Monday through Thursday. I do pop in lives on the weekend. So I run a household. It is what it is. Okay, so let's roll over here. We're going to watch Dolly. I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to drop this in here just because I want to put this out here, big trigger warning, because he doesn't. JLR talking in my background. So Dolly, I'm going to drop his link in here too. Okay. And all these links will be in the description box below when the stream ends. So Dolly's been out there chasing it too. Okay. And along with JLR, another content creator. Dolly came up on a scene. I wasn't listening. I was actually listening to Ike and Mel, who's another creator. We all do this. I mean, people do it for money. Other people do it because I just like to sit here and talk. I'm just a talkative person. So Dolly rolled up on a scene and ended up, whatever he saw, he can't unsee. And this is, he put this live stream, he restarted his stream. It was only 20 minutes long, but he kind of tells you what he saw, and he has a couple phone calls in here and everything. So I just wanted to put this out. I'm going to actually, because it is what it is, I'm going to put up an overlay. No, let's do a different one. Let's do this one right here. Because really, he doesn't really see much of anything, but he does talk for a minute. And I wanted to hear what he has to say. And I wanted y'all to hear what he's seen in his eyes, in his words.
I'll let you guys get in here. Oh my God. Oh my God, guys.
So, and let me reiterate this, with whatever he had seen, he had to delete that. He had to delete that stream. So, you know, this is his reaction to whatever it was he had seen at that scene, this car accident that he came upon. Grizzly. Okay.
I don't want to even tell you what I saw. I ain't going to tell you what I saw. Oh my God. I was not expecting that tonight. You know, when y'all see me running up, there's an unalive person on the ground. On the ground. Now they're reporting that there's an accident on the next street over from where they're at. I took that whole video down. I don't know what the camera seen or whatever it may be, but there is a body on the ground. It wasn't covered. When they see me run up with the camera, they started to cover it up.
So, you know, unfortunately, he's going to run up on this stuff when he's out here doing this true crime. And I think he probably should have taken that into consideration. Oh, I don't like that thing.
Oh my God. My heart, it just dropped out. I wasn't expecting to see that. I was wondering why they were bent down in front of that truck like that. And I was like, I think this is a traffic stop. I don't think this is right. And I was like, hold on, let me run over here and see what they're doing. And oh my God, I wasn't planning on seeing that. Oh my God. I'm in like total shock. Now, this. Oh my God, look at all the police. Oh my God.
And you will hear him say, this is something he cannot get out of his head. He doesn't zoom in or anything. Whatever the stream was before, I wasn't listening to him, but whatever it was before, and he just stopped streaming about 15 minutes ago.
Now,
For his own mental health.
I don't know exactly where this is in the neighborhood. I'm going to put this down. I don't want to show that. Oh my God. My heart just stopped. Oh my God.
And if you know anything about Dolly Vision, a
So I
couple
don't know if
years
it's
ago,
on the other side.
just for a little context background, in Dolly Vision a couple years ago, maybe a year and a half or so, he had a heart attack. So he does have some health issues, and his family was a little concerned with what had happened. So he had rolled Ranch with me. That's a cute name. He had rolled up on an accident scene. He is out here on the streets chasing information on the Nancy Guthrie case, along with JLR, which are two other content creators. And so what had happened, he had seen, this was about 30 minutes ago. So this is, and they're realizing that whatever this is that he rolled upon is connected. If you're a few minutes back, if you're just getting here, we watched Brian Enton talking about an accident scene, and they weren't sure if it's connected. Well, that accident scene is what Dolly rolled upon. From my information, this is what I'm gathering. Do your own research. This is, my opinion, my views. This is what I'm gathering from it. He took it down. Dolly. This does not surprise me that he took it down. He took it down. Yeah. He was really traumatized. He really was. And in the end, his daughter called him, and let's hang on. Let's roll over here and we'll listen to JLR while I tell y'all. So in the end, yeah, his daughter had called him and was like, we couldn't hear her into the conversation.
More coming in. Look at this. Even more are coming in.
Got more rolling in. Yes. And his daughter was telling him, Dad, you're very red. You don't look good.
Oh, coming in.
And he had said in the video that he felt like he needed to go ahead and log off. It was really affecting him. And, that's what a lot of this stuff does. It affects not only your mental health, your emotional, your well-being. So again, this goes back into the mental health part of what we always talk about over here, is always protect your mental health. So let's see. Let's look over here just for a minute. Gisela K, who is Grizzly True Crime, I gotta say her name right, Grizzly True Crime on YouTube, has made a post also on X. Media Partners media staging area is at the East End, Orange Grove Road, and North Camino de Michael. Park in a safe location, doesn't block path traffic. Pima County Sheriff Department Public Info Officer meet with you at that location. See the attached map for staging. So this is where they're going. So something is going down. She just posted this not too long ago. So there's a media staging area. So that's,
Investigate boots on the ground.
I believe this is where JLR is.
Pima County.
So let's just be the nosy Nancys we are.
Unclear.
And,
We're hearing a mother and son. We'll find out more. Detained. Authorities are actually doing things at the home, as you see. More and more law enforcement rolling in.
We begin with new developments in the apparent abduction of Nancy Guthrie. The FBI is sharing new details about the suspect. The person seen in images and video from Guthrie's doorbell camera, now described as 5'9" to 5'10" with an average build. He was seen in the video wearing a black backpack like this one. Authorities hope these new descriptions will help narrow the thousands of tips they've received from the public. The FBI also increased the reward for information that helps find Guthrie or leads to an arrest or conviction from $50,000 to $100,000. Investigators are also asking neighbors to submit any footage they may have from the days and weeks leading up to Guthrie's disappearance. Meanwhile, Today's Show host Savannah Guthrie shared some home video and photos on a social media post as a tribute to her missing mother, writing that the family will, quote, never give up on her.
So this was an hour and 50 minutes ago. Let's see, one new update. Less than a minute ago. Okay, here we go. Law enforcement activity taking place 2 miles from Nancy Guthrie's home. Stood at a checkpoint less than 2 miles from Guthrie's home. CNN Ed Lavander told Laura Coates, law enforcement activity is going on right now, but for the reason their presence is yet to be confirmed, this could turn out to be a nothing. It could turn out to be significant. We just do not know at this point. Recalling similar kinds of activity earlier this week when a man later released was detained in Rio Rico, Arizona. He described one officer blocking off the roadway, a huge amount of interest from neighbors gathering in that area, especially given this kind of activity is unfolding so close to where Nancy Guthrie lives. What is definitely something that's causing a great deal of concerns for residents here in the neighborhood, so we will continue to monitor. Earlier this evening, Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos told CNN he could not confirm whether DNA recently obtained on Guthrie's property belonged to a suspect. They just did say that there was, again, Hannah, this goes back to you. You had asked about the DNA. They found DNA that was not family or Nancy's inside Nancy's home, is what was reported earlier. Nanos also said that officials are looking into whether they can recover footage from other cameras on Nancy Guthrie's property after video from a doorbell system led to thousands of tips. It's possible there could be even more videos from the property or inside her home. So it says one new update. Here we go. Less than a minute ago, Pima County Sheriff's Department says a writing statement is forthcoming tonight on a post on X. Okay. All right. Y'all, let's just. See, now look. If you go over here, this was posted 2 minutes ago. There is no press briefing scheduled for tonight regarding the Nancy Guthrie. A written statement is forthcoming. So I will stay. We're going to go back over here and we're going to listen to JLR, and we will. I'll keep with that live update
going up
and watch for this written statement because I want to know. Y'all know Miss Kravitz over here. I'll be, yep. Written statement forthcoming. You're right, Content Angel. You could play your game or something, babe, if you want. You're not going to bother me. Oh, okay. You show me what? What is that?
It's pitch black out here, folks.
Oh, it cooked too long? I'm sorry, babe. Sorry. Regular Friday night at Rubber Ramada House, you know. I put a pizza in the oven, I hit go live, and now his pizza's a little extra toasty. Something's cooking. Hector's pizza overcooked. I'm a bad wife tonight, guys. Let me hit refresh, see if we can get any more updates on the CNN. Okay, just because y'all know we're a review stream, we watch all kinds of things. Let's go back over here just because people in the comments, I got JLR on over here. I can hear him and there's nothing going on. There's a few cars coming in and out right now. So we'll see what happens there. But people in these comments, okay, there's no press briefing scheduled for tonight regarding the Nancy Guthrie investigation. A written statement's forthcoming. These people, sheriff must be at a basketball game. Okay, because y'all know that over the weekend when things were going down, he couldn't be bothered. He couldn't be bothered. And he was at a basketball game. So, I mean, it is what it is. We have a life. He chose to go to a basketball game and people got really offended about that. You are the worst, sheriff. It would be so much easier to talk and tell people. I hope you're removed from sheriff soon. Didn't you just set up staging for media? Holy hell. And look, great memes. Y'all know, great memes. It's after 5 p.m. on a Friday. He'll follow up on the next business day. Again, it's a weekend. He's not going to give us anything until Monday. He's chilling. Gotta love the sheriff department. Not shocked. Worst investigation in history, and you're embarrassed to talk about it. Oh, look, somebody AI imaged this. Y'all, AI is a bitch. AI is a bitch, okay? AI, yeah, it was a basketball. AI is a bitch. Y'all see what they just did? They put Harvey in. Y'all stop doing this. Y'all stop with the AI. Come on. Come on. That's not nice. I'm sure your assistant, Harvey Levin, would love to give us a statement. Y'all, come on. This night deserves some Taco Bell. Hey, we had Taco Bell last night. Don't they tell media to report to that location for a briefing? Makes no sense. What am I missing? Your whole operation is sus. No wonder. Oop, oop, oop. We're not gonna say that out loud. So you just decided to, 2 minutes ago, you just decided to stage all media in one spot, and then nope, it's going to be 8 days, but let's still not address the media. Or it's been 8 days, but let's still not address the media. What a joke. And look, well, we're waiting. I get a kick out of reading comments sometimes. I mean, this is some of the most comical stuff. Okay, let's go back over here and listen to JLR for a minute. Let's see what he's mumbling about. I hear him mumbling, but I don't know what he's saying. Let's back him up. Let's back him up a little bit. Let's do that. Here we go. He was on the way. Okay, and we know JLR, he will talk to anybody and everybody. He will be your friend if you don't want him to be your friend. If you're mad at him, he's going to talk to you and he's going to make you say, excuse me, let's talk about this. Don't be mad at me. I love JLR. So
I need the space. I need you to move. Thank you. Move away from me.
And see, he'll go up and he'll just talk to anybody. This was about an hour ago when I had him in my ear. See, there he goes. He's going to go get all set up. Let's see. I think he talks for a minute.
They're involved or not, people been detained. Looks like a serious issue. They never even made it out to those 4 keys.
Okay.
Clear if they rent the home out. So, folks, the home is owned by a 60-year-old named Baird Green. I'm looking more into who owns about this individual and the other. What I mean is the other occupants of the house, because we're hearing a son and mother, Baird Green. That's who owns the home. Now, unclear if they rent the home out, but that's the owner of the home of the house they're at, according to tax records. I've been digging in a little bit. The individual is 60 years old. I'm not saying that's the person that's involved. It's just the owner of the house that authorities are searching right now. A Baird Green. BAIRD-GREENE. A Baird Green. So 60 years old. Now there's other occupants in the house. Who knows if they were there at the time? I don't.
And I'm gonna rewind that because he's telling us what was happening at the time. And he does, and he met a buddy on this trip. Okay, y'all see, this is me being the nosy Mrs. Kravitz I am and learning about the news and what's going on out there. And I listen to these people. He met this guy while he was out there doing this. And now this guy's been running around with him and traveling with him through all this.
Now, a Baird Green.
Baird
BAIRD-GREENE. A Baird Green. So 60 years old. Now there's other occupants in the house. Who knows if they were there at the time? I don't know. And then we have Oro Valley Police here now. Some police here. But I'm here. I'm just digging in a little bit while I'm here, but letting it speak for itself. There's a massive group of people out here that have come out to the scene just to see what's going on. They have the entire block, have the entire neighborhood blocked off. that's what we have. So, you know, is this the closure? Is this where's Nancy?
Are you guys using a second camera?
Baird Green. Who owns the home? They're at 6215. What's going on? So we might be in here for the long haul tonight. I'm going to keep the camera planted here and see what happens. JLR investigates boots. Yeah. I parked it on the main street.
More on that breaking news from our partners at News Nation. They are reporting that the active SWAT situation in the search for Nancy Guthrie is about 2 miles away from her home. SWAT officers converged on a home near Guthrie's neighborhood and ordered 2 people that appear to be a man and a woman to come outside. Both were told complied with law enforcement. Police are now searching that home. Nancy Guthrie has been missing for 13 days. News Nation learned that Pima County Sheriff's Office officials, they had an airplane in the air this afternoon, a move that may be significant for both search and rescue operations and for aerial surveillance. Around the same time that aircraft launched, a mobile command center was seen leaving the sheriff's office, and sources say the SWAT team had been activated. We will continue to follow this breaking news situation.
Uh-oh, Officer B, clicking that flashlight. Yeah, they don't, we don't know. We don't know. Sorry about that, Stuart. I didn't see your question. I just seen content. No, actually, he said Buried Green, which when I Googled Buried Green, Arizona, this is what I come up with. He said Buried Green. And it says here, correct me if I'm wrong, Buried Green takes oath as Pima County Chief Deputy. Green is a lifelong Pima County resident who's practiced law for more than 30 years. So who is this guy? What does he have to do with anything? You found your way back, Hannah.
So I wonder, some people are actually using the word arrested.
Yeah. Well, if it was a warrant, then it would be an arrest, right? Yeah. Just gonna start cracking some skulls. Yeah, you can use the street for sure. Stay it out. One going through.
More feds coming in.
Jesse, yeah, this is in my hood, a little too close. I am actually neighbors with Annie Guthrie.
Yeah, I'm with Annie Guthrie's neighbor right now.
Until Thursday last week. Or actually Friday. It was Friday.
Okay. So then if we go back over here, yeah. So what connection does he have to say? Yeah, I just pulled up Grizzly. Thank you. So she just posted, it says she reposted Gold News, which I'm going to go click on them. Breaking: Sheriff Chris Nanos has told 13 News that the scene at First and Orange Grove in Tucson area is connected to the Nancy Guthrie case, and they're actively working a lead. I cannot say anything else. And this is the scene that Dolly pulled up on. So that's what I'm telling y'all. There's something going down. There's something going down because country club, and it looks like a crime scene. Okay, there was a fatal hit and run. But see, I'm okay. This is a separate hit and run. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's go back over here. Let's listen to JLR.
She identified as a sergeant. Been detained.
Let's rewind. Let's JLR. He's on this shit, y'all.
Neighbors, back very close neighbors actually. She's one street over, right behind me.
I don't know. Let me look because they were talking. They couldn't have done it just today.
FBI going through the
Yeah, it's a different incident. It's a different incident.
I think it was Tuesday.
It was a hit and run, a pedestrian hit and run. I was to say, we're just digging and looking and hanging out. Nothing serious tonight. I mean, it is serious. It's just we're not. I'm just hanging out. It's a Friday night, and I normally don't stream on Friday nights. But
Fox is saying there were 3 people been detained.
I come hang with y'all.
Fox News is reporting 3 people that's been
Fox
detained.
News. It's been okay. Thank you for that content. I appreciate that.
And I'm hearing the word at least 3. At least.
Oh wow.
At least 3. At least 3 people. We're waiting to see. Oh, thank you, Meeps Gaze. Thank you.
Oh, the green umbrella.
That's who they let in with the umbrella. That was she was a sergeant, she said. And she said the Pima County Sheriff's will be giving a statement out soon. We'll be releasing a statement. I guess might be their PIO. She identified as a sergeant. She was telling everyone to move their cars behind me. I had to move my car to the road because they were taking all the cars off the road.
Julie, no, there was a report that the road was blocked off in front of Annie's house.
But that's not true, correct?
Yeah, that wasn't true.
No, there's nothing going on at Annie and Tomaso's.
There was literally nobody over there except for the guy guarding the house. This is Orange Grove and Camino de
Michael, yeah.
Stand out and look at all aspects of the video, the background, and things like that.
No, it's very true. And of course, we've been showing those different videos. We've seen a lot circulating on social media where people are kind of zooming in and trying to see if they can see anything else there. Doctor, thank you so much for taking the time to join us and helping to break it down. I'm sure we'll be in touch here. This up on your screen. Investigation continues.
Maria, the world stops. Maria's here. Hey, hun. You didn't even say knock, knock. It's Friday night. It's Friday night at Rubber Ramada Reviews. Y'all know it's a shit show. I love being here. Am I a cat? Am I a cat? What do you mean, am I a cat? That's not a knock, knock joke. Am I a cat? Get out, girl. You silly. Okay, so this is on Fox News. We're going to listen to them.
Thank you very much.
And I want to pop this up on your screen because this is also coming in from Fox News' Matt Finn here saying there is a scenario in which a Guthrie getaway car was not clearly recorded on a traffic cam. City of Tucson tells Fox it doesn't use traffic cameras to record vehicles. The Pima County there says that it has cameras that record, but it's quote unquote imperfect, may not catch plates nearby. Oracle Road, which partially connects Nancy's to Annie's neighborhood, is a state route. By the way, Annie is, of course, the daughter of Nancy Guthrie and the sister of Savannah Guthrie. AZ Dot, referring, of course, to Arizona Department of Transportation, says it has cameras, but also doesn't record. Again, a lot still left to this investigation as we near that 2-week mark. We'll keep you updated as we get additional information. But as of right now, we have not received any word from the sheriff's office that there will be another news conference or anything conference.
Which we have. We know that they are not. Okay, let's carry on. Let's get us over here to where it's more.
here on live.
Here we go. And this is what I wanted to get to because they give a little more context rather than what JLR was giving. So and they are also live on the scene, and there's been one person detained. Is what they're
we
reporting.
here on Live Now are breaking into the overnight playlist. We do have some breaking news. One person detained.
Why are you a cat?
In the case relating to the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. We are
because you're also
Fox News
perfect.
Digital that law enforcement carried out an operation late tonight, leading to at least one person being detained. We do not know who this person is.
All 9 lives.
All we know is that one person was detained.
So somebody's been
Details
detained.
about the person and the circumstances of the detention have not yet been released, but law enforcement sources say a warrant had been served, according to Fox News Digital. This comes after we learned that a large law enforcement operation was unfolding 2 miles away from Nancy Guthrie's home. Several hours earlier, Fox News reported that a SWAT vehicle and the Pima County Sheriff's Mobile Command Center mobilized from headquarters. Law enforcement, according to Fox News Digital, has not announced what prompted the move, but investigators are expected to share additional information as it becomes available. This is just breaking as we come on the air tonight. As of now, there is no press briefing scheduled. According to the Pima County Sheriff's Department, they say that they will put out a written statement at some point. So their exact quote, "There is no press briefing scheduled tonight. A written statement is forthcoming," they say on social media. We've got a couple different vantage points. Looks like this is the same scene. And then we've got a different vantage point. Looks like this video journalist is walking in the area nearby. Looks like we've got some authorities filtering in and out. Former sheriff and investigator Jamie Copenhaver, kind enough to come on short notice and discuss the breaking news tonight. Jamie, I just want to make sure you can hear me.
I can, Austin.
So this is all coming after you and I earlier today were discussing the idea of SWAT activity taking place in the area. Now, we are, of course, getting very preliminary information in tonight. It is just past 10 p.m. in Arizona. Let's just start with the basics here. One person appears to have been arrested, and there appears to have been a warrant for this person. What does that tell you?
I have 2.
They're
and that's
on the
why
track, right?
I've got
So
him
when I
on
hear
my background
arrest
over
and a
here.
warrant, if in fact it
We've
was an
been
arrest warrant, they certainly.
We just been kind of watching a little bit of news here and there, kind of just getting the feel of what's happening. And I have him over here, and there's cars constantly rolling in. So we do have him over here, but we're going to continue on with this one.
Idea about this operation being carried out. I've seen sporadic reports saying that there was one man and one woman, perhaps, removed from this home.
One
We
man
don't know
and
who
one
exactly
woman.
the person was that was detained. We don't know of any official word from the Pima County Sheriff's Department yet. They say that they will release a statement at some point. We don't know if that'll come before night's end or where we will get that update from. A written statement will come more than likely from the Pima County Sheriff's Department X account. That's where they've been posting the majority of their updates. Jamie, when we talk about, what are you going to be looking for next, I suppose? This comes after one person was taken in for questioning, but this obviously carries more weight than that situation.
Yeah, I mean, Austin, just look at the presence of law enforcement. It looks it's just a different look at a different picture, right? Tonight versus a few nights ago when they detained that individual. If I can back up for a moment, if you're going to go and execute a warrant or a search warrant,
Yeah.
you're going to detain or handcuff everyone in there, Austin. So that doesn't necessarily mean the female was involved, but for officer safety, they're going to, basically handcuff and secure people for officer safety. So, by all according, I mean, the reports come out that they've released the woman with the male subject in custody, but this scene looks certainly different than we seen play out.
So he said they released the woman?
By all according, I mean, the reports come out that they've released the woman with the male subject in custody, but this scene looks
And held
certainly
the
different
son.
than we seen play out a couple nights ago with the individual detained. Even though they did a search warrant. I'll tell you what stands out most is the cordon, the perimeter they have set up around this neighborhood. No one's coming in, no one's going out. What I would look for, I hope in that written statement that the sheriff's going to release, we're going to get some insight as to, is this the individual responsible for the Nancy Guthrie case, or is it an associate? We just don't know yet. But hopefully that statement will at least telegraph something so we can have a better understanding of what they're doing there tonight.
And just the sheer scope of the presence, does that make you think that just gives you a little bit of a heightened sense of what we might eventually hear from law enforcement?
I mean, Austin, you've been all over this. We've been on the edge of our seat for 14 days, I think, right? So, yeah, I mean, it just looks like a different picture to me. You see multiple officials just blocking off the entire area. And just the sheer amount of police cars that we're seeing here, it's something other than what we saw the other night, I'm going to suggest. We're seeing agencies from other police departments. The picture right there is a police department, not the sheriff's office. So, it's a multi-jurisdictional operation would be my better guess. I think it's very encouraging.
Is this going to be
Yeah.
the type of operation?
I have to, that's one thing that I wanted to say is she was here earlier, Maria. She was here just a little bit ago. I'm not, she went to eat. She was cooking and eating. That's what she was doing. So she had to step away, but she's listening. Abellis, Maria says hi. But yeah, so things are happening. There is movement. So we're just going to sit here and chill for a minute and watch. I'm actually going to run to the kitchen and make me a coffee. So I'm going to hit play on this and
Okay, so
we'll listen in.
we're looking at there, but
Wait, what is happening? Uh-oh.
we got coming in. Looks like some law enforcement are staging by a Culver's restaurant. Also,
Played into this.
Wait, I'm not going to get my
take
coffee
a
just
look
yet.
at some of the other vantage points we got coming in.
Stop! Was that
Looks like
JLR?
some law enforcement are staging. Take a
Yesterday. So, something tells me this note may
No, who is
have
that?
played into this.
Let's take a look.
It is. It's JLR walking around, y'all. Y'all. Damn it. Okay. The other night, okay, y'all, comedy in the chaos. The other night, remember, we found his badge that he lost. It was hanging on a cactus with 2 more labeled BHB and MGL. I found him again. I found JLR. Y'all, this man is all up in everything I view. He is now on you go, JLR. I'm gonna hit play. Y'all.
Look at some of the other vantage
I
points
found
we got coming
JLR.
in. Looks like some law enforcement are staging by a Culver's restaurant. Also, the Fox flight team with these drone shots still, obviously looking. I wish I could make out exactly.
Yeah, I wish we could
That's the
make that
vehicles we're
out.
looking
What
at
are these
there,
drone
but,
shots happening? What is
Clearly,
happening?
a large media presence at the very least gathered outside the neighborhood tonight, Jamie. These live vantage points coming from a range of different cameras from different affiliates in the area. An unusually rainy night in Tucson this evening. We've been watching people filtering in and out of this checkpoint. Just to reset for anybody who may just be tuning in, we do have word from Fox News Digital that at least one person has been detained, and we're just now hearing within the past few moments here that as many as 3 people may have been detained. I'm awaiting further word on these digital sources. We have some word also from the Pima County Sheriff's Department, and I've just really been scouring social media here and scouring all the different news wires here, Jamie. I'm getting some context in. It looks like a lot of reporters that are in the area are saying that they're getting moved out of the perimeter after a ton of FBI have arrived.
Good point. If I could, can I cut in real quick?
Absolutely.
Good point. The affiliate station was showing that, right? We saw the basically a train of cars going through that checkpoint. I'm going to suggest, coming from that arena, those were FBI special agents that we saw pull in as you were talking. So that certainly makes sense. You know, they're going to plaster that area with law enforcement, and I would also look for you know, depending on the weather, some air support for lighting, maybe the FLIR, which is an infrared device to look for any items that may have been discarded around the home tonight, because it is raining. So you want to preserve whatever you can that may be on the outside of the house.
You know, it's interesting because there's a home, and I don't have any clarity on. We know one person was detained at a home. That's one thing that has been reported. Unclear to me if there's two more people that have been detained. Were those two people also at the home, or were they detained? And are we perhaps talking about multiple police scenes here? These are questions I don't have the answer to at this point. I'm hearing from producer
I've heard
Julie.
a couple of.
I just want to make
I've heard
sure.
a couple of different things, Austin.
Yeah,
but you know, I don't want to say what has not been confirmed, but I'm hearing a couple of different scenarios in terms of the two people that were detained additionally to the suspect. So we just don't know yet.
Yeah, I'm reading from Michael Ruiz. He's a reporter for Fox News Digital. I'm going to ask producer Julie. Well, okay, so this was sent 40 minutes ago, she says. She says Michael Ruiz sent this out. Let's make sure we get this up on screen. Yeah, so Ruiz, and again, he's a reporter for Fox News Digital. He's been tracking this story as closely as anybody. He says, update, this was 40 minutes ago. I'm told that after receiving a tip, authorities have detained 2 males plus one of their moms. However, source cautions that during a warrant execution, technically everyone is detained. Unclear if anyone is a suspect. So
I'm live.
this,
I'm saying I'm trying to look at some other news sources. So I am here.
Law Enforcement 101.
I
What's
am
the
live.
difference
I was
between
looking at some
a
other news
suspect
sources in
and
the
somebody
background.
who's
I'm sorry.
simply being detained?
You know, as we pointed out earlier, I have executed thousands of warrants in my career, and once you execute that warrant, whoever is inside that home is going to be detained. And when I say detained, they're going to be handcuffed. They're going to be flex cuffed. You're going to stop any of their movement. They're going to be set down until the entire house is clear.
Yeah.
And then obviously, if you're looking for a suspect, you'll, you know, pluck that suspect out of that group of people. And, you know, if the other people are not involved, they're going to be released at one point in this. So detained and arrested are certainly different. And like I said, it's a standard action on any SWAT element that you're going to detain everyone in that home.
Right. That's
Handcuff
standard.
or flex cuff for officer safety. So, you know, we don't
Right, that's going to be standard. They're going to go in there and they're going to detain everybody until they get everything. You know, again, this goes back to watching another streamer who was trying to say she was swatted not long ago. And I'm like, sweetie, you were not swatted. There's no way. You don't understand what SWAT is. They knocked on your door and you answered it and they said, let's talk. That's not a SWAT situation. SWAT situations where somebody goes in, they detain everybody. We're going to sit down. We're going to talk. Okay, this is who we're going to end up detaining. You two are released, or, you know, whatever the situation may be. So I love these night aerial drone footage. This is
on giving you an idea of what to me looks like the law enforcement presence in and around the area. Certainly this has been, and I also just need to caution too, it's not clear to me what exactly these are. Can you tell, Jamie? I don't know if you're able to tell from the night vision. I can't tell if these are police vehicles or these could be journalists or civilians.
It could be all the above, but
Right.
you know, I'm sure that that photos is zoomed in on that immediate area, but it could be media. But you know, you see some police vehicles parked there on the side. So here's the other
I love these.
telegraph thing. They've blocked all traffic coming in and out of this neighborhood. So if that's in the neighborhood and in the community, those are all going to be law enforcement. And some of the vehicles would, you know, they're depicted as vans and if you look there, there's a SUV sort of in the middle of the screen with the people standing behind it and walking behind that. So I'm going to suggest
Right
a
here.
large part of that are the law enforcement officials.
And then right here,
Unclear, again, if
big one.
anybody that's been detained tonight is in fact a suspect. The detainments came after law enforcement swarmed an area about 2 miles from Nancy
So
Guthrie's home earlier tonight.
were they? I wonder if
The
they
Pima
were
County
able to.
Sheriff's Department says that they will release a written statement soon. A little bit of the live vantage points that we've got coming in right now.
So I wonder if this had anything to do with the note that Harvey Levin got. I mean, just out of curiosity, I mean, was there a connection? Did they trace it back? The detainee is what they're saying. But I, from what I understood, but they're set up over at like a restaurant. But JLR is.
Julie, do we have the ability to perhaps get audience questions?
Let's go back over here to JLR. And I paused him because he was talking and I wanted to hear what he had to say. And y'all know me being nosy, I'm going to be switching back and forth. That's why when he asked, I was live. I'm listening to 5 different streams over here trying to get that info.
What's the current update happening? Zook says. Well, apparently there's 2 to 3 people detained. We're at the street here, about 2 miles away from where Nancy lived. The address is owned by a guy named Baird Green. Don't know if he's one of the people involved here. The home is clearly owned by him. He could have been rented.
Okay, see, I tried to walk away. He said Baird Green again. Baird Green. Y'all, okay, I'm going to turn this up. I'm going to go get my coffee because what in the actual fuck? I'm sorry. This is, okay, see, y'all, JLR. And this is why I'm all like, what is happening? What is happening? Okay, I'm going to get my coffee. We're going to listen while I go grab a coffee.
About 2 miles away from where Nancy lived. The address is owned by a guy named Baird Green. Don't know if he's one of the people involved here. The home is clearly owned by him. He could have been renting it out. I don't know who lives there. By an individual named Baird Green. This is about 2 miles away from Nancy Guthrie's, about 2 miles away from Andy and Tomaso's, in between. This is the Catalina foothills. What we've seen is a large police presence go in. Lots of FBI agents partnering. I saw Oro Valley Police. I saw Marana Police, where we just came from. Those police where they are here. Pima County Sheriffs got the road blocked off. And we're just waiting for more details about exactly what happened here. It's rainy here. It's a lot of people out here just watching, coming out with their cameras. And there's not just media. We're talking about, I see a lot of like spectators. And it's pretty wild. So I just got the camera stationed here. I'm under an umbrella. It's still a little drizzling here. I think tonight's going to be a long night here. But I want to learn more. And they also said they're going to be giving a statement. I don't know if they're going to come out and hear and talk, or they're just going to release a statement online. And we're talking about the Pima County Sheriffs.
It's a crazy story altogether. Things happen when you say it's in the backyard. It was literally in my backyard on Tuesday. The FBI on the property, looking for anything that's may have been thrown, dropped over the wall.
County Sheriff's Department says that there will not be an on-camera press conference tonight. What they do say from police, according to Fox News Digital, at least 3 people have been detained in connection to the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. That's a law enforcement source speaking with Fox News Digital. We do not know how many, if any, are considered suspects in the case. That is not a word that the police are using with this situation so far tonight. In fact, we have not gotten an official statement from police so far. The Pima County Sheriff's Department says that there will not be an on-camera press conference tonight. What they do say is that they will eventually be giving a written statement to the reporters that are out there on scene. What we've been doing is keeping tabs on the Pima County Sheriff's Department's X account for any updates that might come through. We don't know if this will actually be given to the media in person, or if we will simply see a written statement written on social media any moment here. I have been keeping an eye on a number of these feeds, which at this point of the night are really just some of these police vehicles standing by. A source telling Fox News Digital that, and let's just be a little bit more specific here with what we're talking about. I'm going to read this tweet from Michael Ruiz. He says, I'm told that after receiving a tip, authorities have detained 2 males plus one of their moms. However, source cautions that during a warrant execution, technically everyone is detained, unclear if anyone is a suspect. So that's how police are treating this. And that's what we do know so far tonight. And again, that is a source speaking with Fox News Digital. We have not heard the official statement that is expected to be released by the Pima County Sheriff's Department. The detainments are coming after law enforcement swarmed an area about 2 miles from Nancy Guthrie's home earlier tonight. We are unsure when exactly that written statement is going to come through, but we understand that they will eventually be giving us a written statement. Again, no press briefings scheduled tonight. That's all we've really seen from them on social media so far. So what I'm going to do here is bring in Jamie Copenhaver. And again, Jamie, we're getting new people that are tuning in, and they might just be hearing about this for the first time. Let's just kind of reset and let's discuss the significance of what we're hearing tonight. You and I earlier today, we were discussing and we were really showing a lot of viewer questions, and we were answering, a lot of, very great, nuanced, specific questions dealing with very specific parts of the investigation. This is one of those headlines you see that really makes you think, oh, this could be a really big break in the case. Let's just put this in your words, Jamie. How significant is it? We've been sitting here for nearly 2 weeks, and now it appears SWAT and vehicles were involved in this operation that ended in the detainment of at least one person, and hearing from Fox News Digital, as many as 3 people. So, Jamie, the significance of what we're hearing tonight.
I mean, let me make it a little bit clear for the viewers. I mean, I've executed search warrants, Austin, looking for evidence or a suspect, right? Once you obtain that search warrant from a judge, that house is yours until you release it. And I have served countless warrants where the suspect wasn't actually at home, but his family was. So, you're still going to take those individuals into custody as detainees for officer safety. So, we don't want to read a lot into who's a suspect, who's not a suspect until we hear that official statement. But, this is quite possibly how this could have played out. We just don't know. But, just for the viewers, everyone in that home is going to be detained and secured until the threat is over.
Let's talk about the home. If you could expand on that, Jamie, I'm curious, because we know this happened. At least one person in the home is, and again, it's kind of unclear because there's multiple reports out there. People that are tuning in might have seen some chatter on social media that there was a man and a woman, perhaps. These are things that we have not had confirmed from the police at this point. But Jamie, if this warrant was indeed carried out at a home and as many as 2 or 3 people were brought out as a result of this operation, what are they doing in that home next? And how do they process everything? I mean, this is going to be a long night, presumably, for the people that are charged with processing that home, I would assume.
Oh, it would be, depending on what they're looking for and what their target is, right? So, you're going to have a team of law enforcement officers that are going to be responsible for the persons they have detained. You're going to separate those people as far away as the rooms that you're searching as you can, and you're going to start getting names, addresses, date of births, etc. Under the assumption that one or all may be involved, we don't know. You're going to perhaps get into an interview situation to where you may see them actually being transported back to either FBI or the local sheriff's office. The second team, Austin, is going to divide up in pairs of 2, presumably, and they're going to search room by room, depending on what items or item they're looking for. So, if it's computers or devices, you're going to have someone responsible for those devices. Those won't be searched on the scene. They're going to be seized and taken back to the lab for forensics. So, it's a multi-tiered operation. So you're going to have someone has to be responsible for the detainees and their safety. So the bigger part is if it's a search warrant and they're looking for those items, I mean, they're literally going through room by room, not tearing things apart, but certainly going through everything in that house to see if they can find anything connected to their search warrant.
Getting a new tweet in from the Pima County Sheriff's Department. This is not the statement we've been waiting for, I don't believe. This was sent out 45 seconds ago. They say, reporting that current law enforcement activity is surrounding a home belonging to a former county attorney is not accurate. So it appears there's a rumor going around out there, and they just wanted to make sure that they squash that.
See
Again,
what
simple update
y'all?
from them,
This is
posted
this is why we listen to y'all. I'm in the kitchen. Look, I made my coffee. I threw together some keto blueberry muffins real quick while I was in there, and popped them in the oven. See, I wasn't gone that long, and now we hear JLR, boo boo, JLR, honey, you spreading some wrong information. It's not his house. Yeah, right. This cactus in the background. That's the one we found his badge on. You know. Yeah, you all should have hid, right? Everybody just disappeared while I ran. I know. I was in the kitchen. I made some. I popped blueberry muffins. I buy keto by scratch. You can check the Discord for the recipe. It's really good. The name, the name Barrett Green. Remember we were talking about Barrett Green, and JLR was saying it was the house of Barrett Green. No. They just nipped that in the bud. Let's rewind that a second.
rumor going statement we've been waiting for, I don't believe. This was sent out 45 seconds ago. They say, reporting that current law enforcement activity is surrounding a home belonging to a former county attorney is not accurate. So it appears there's a rumor going around out there, and they
It's right here. Look, right here. Reporting that current law enforcement activity is surrounding a home belonging to a former county attorney is not accurate. Is this the forthcoming statement? Are we still working on it? Sleuthy Goosey. Oh, y'all know who Sleuthy Goosey is. Okay, look. We're all smart asses out here. Why are you responding to the internet right now? Do we want to be first or do we want to be right? Oh my God, y'all, AI. Y'all, I told y'all AI is off the chain. Hold up. I didn't even switch tabs. Hold up, y'all. I didn't even switch. I'm over here reading shit and I didn't even switch. I know. That's why I was like, wait, what are we even talking about? Why would it even be out there? I know. I threw together blueberry muffins, you know. It's a Friday night, y'all. I don't stream on Friday nights. I just thought I'd bring this to you. I'm not going to be on here much longer. I just want to kind of hang out for a little bit. We'll see where this goes. If anything pops off, we're going to sit down and watch the new Tyler Perry movie with my stepson tonight. So that's where you hush. You girl, get out. You are my biggest troll. Okay, look, wait. What is JLR sharing? I don't even have the sound on. What is he sharing? Look, and they just had to nip it in the bud.
Individual lives in the house the feds are at right now.
JLR, you just got in trouble. The Pima County Sheriff's Department just had to put out an X post saying that's not true, that it's not Bear Green's house. Dude, calm down. It looks like a CPAP machine.
Wow.
Nip it in the butt.
Not saying he's the one detained. It's because he lives in the house that the feds are raiding right now.
He's got manicured eyebrows.
Whoever's in the background,
we'll
y'all
see.
hear, they're just as bad as I am. He's got
Scary
manicured eyebrows.
You hear it here on JLR Investigates.
Yeah, but
The Green
JLR,
family.
buddy,
They own the house.
we're gonna go back over here.
not accurate. We don't know.
Can I chime in real quick, Austin?
Absolutely.
You know, the viewers, we're all on the edge of our seat, right? We want to see Nancy Guthrie return in whole, but you know, just be cautious what you're picking up on social media. There are a lot of people. It's clickbait, right? So you know, take it in with a grain of salt. But you know, let Live Now Fox confirm what you're hearing, and if the media isn't confirming that, it's going to be probably fake news, and you know, you could damage someone's reputation by spreading that. And that's one of my main concerns in this case.
I'm looking at Fox News Digital's X account, basically what we've been tracking, or videos being posted by Michael Ruiz. Michael Ruiz is on scene. I've kind of just been seeing him send out a new video every 10 minutes or so. It's showing a lot of what we're seeing too.
Okay, JLR, buddy, you're out there giving information, y'all. Hio, you weren't here earlier, and yeah, JLR tried to say the house was he was at was Barry Green. Well, I googled who that was, and that is a new Pima County chief deputy, and he's a lawyer, and I'm like, wait, this doesn't even sound right. So misinformation station. They detained 3, but they're saying detain 3, but I think that only they let go of the other 2. Oh, the jockstrap base guy. That's a CPAP machine. Mine looked exactly like that. Right? He got checked. He was put in his place by Fox News and the Pima County Sheriff. They're like, sir, quit reporting misinformation. Y'all cut that shit out.
They're going to release a written statement here in a moment, Jamie. They're not going to give a press conference. How do law enforcement officials...
Hio left. Yeah, she's like, I don't want... Look, her over here saying, I haven't heard from you all day. She was the first person I talked to this morning before my husband. Let's see. Oh, we got 2 new updates over here. Okay, let's go over here and read. 2 minutes ago, what appears to be federal vehicles arrived at the scene. More vehicles, some believed to be federal law enforcement, were seen arriving at a location where authorities have descended less than 2 miles near Nancy Guthrie's. Sorry, I had some noise playing in the background. I couldn't figure out where it's coming from. Like I said, I got 20 tabs open. A first group of cars included a marked sheriff unit, while a second group included federal evidence trucks, according to a CNN producer on the ground. A SWAT vehicle was seen departing the scene earlier, while forensic trucks remained at the location. And here is the SWAT. Okay, 20 SWAT and forensic vehicles seen near Guthrie's home. Let's watch this real quick. If it's going to play for me. Of course it's not. A SWAT vehicle seen departing the scene less than 2 miles from Nancy's home. Forensic trust. Okay, so that's kind of where we are with that. Let's roll back over here and see how they're on this corner, and you can see all the night vision is just crazy. Oh yeah, there's some trolls over there. We're just ignoring them. I don't give a shit. Y'all know. Yeah, Hio's over there. She's playing the police. She's knocking them down one by one.
All of that could be in play here, and we could be seeing that live. We're not going to know until we hear and see that statement.
I love this. We watch night vision things sometimes. Like when I watch my videos, I'm fascinated by the way night vision can pick up things. It's just another piece of technology that amazes me. I know, y'all. We had some troll come in earlier who said something about click the 3 dots and say do not recommend this chip. Bye. See ya. Y'all have fun. I just ignore them, y'all. I don't play with that shit. I just roll with the punches. We don't play with that. So they're saying at least one person's detained. I think did I turn the sound off? Oh, I did. I turned the sound off.
But the suspects.
No wonder we couldn't hear.
Surveillance footage, I guess I'll call it that. Let's make sure we've got this in the system here. I want to make sure I bring up the correct piece of footage. So this really is the first thing that you and I were discussing earlier this week, or the images of this suspect coming out. Eventually, we got word that a glove had been found on the side of a road, and that glove being processed. Don't exactly know what has been found. Police have released a description of the person in that video, and this is the latest that we've heard from them. They say that this is a male. They say approximately 5'9" to 5'10", average build, wearing a black 25-liter Ozark Trail Hiker Pack backpack. And we also heard that they've upped the reward to $100,000. They doubled the reward, the federal reward.
Okay, just because this is me being a troll. Look, somebody just pulled up. Look, somebody just pulled up and blocked JLR's scene. Look, I want to see if he says anything.
Don't know. I don't know.
He just blocked JLR. Look, I told you I'm watching 5 different streams. Watch, he just blocked JLR's view. I want to see if JLR says anything. He parked right there. JLR's going to be like, get the fuck out my way. Watch. You go knock on the window. Sir, can you move your truck? I was filming. Yes, it was a Walmart. They were saying Walmart.
That is, I think my wife said the same thing. And many of several other people that I've talked to.
He didn't say anything. Okay. I figured he'd be like, dude, you're in my.
I'm sure they have.
That's what the Pima County Sheriff's. I don't know where they're getting where a county attorney.
I'm sure they have a way to do it. Yeah.
Dude, JLR. Dude, okay.
County attorney is not accurate. Reporting about current law enforcement activities surrounding a home belonging to a former county attorney is not accurate.
Does he not realize
county attorney is not accurate?
JLR, dude, you're the one that reported that. You're the one that said Barrett Green. We were listening. You said that live. I Googled him.
Into my account. I'm sure they have.
That's what the Pima County Sheriff's. I don't know where they're getting where a county attorney.
I'm sure they have a way to do it.
You said that. Y'all, I'm sorry.
No, they didn't. They wanted me to go look, and if I had anything to send it to them.
I know. We're going back to. I don't like Fox News, but we're going back to Fox News.
Reward for information leading to the arrest or to lead them to the suspect. The suspect, by the way,
bless his heart,
is really kind of, you're able to make some physical identification characteristics out of this. I mean, there's eyes. I've been speaking with experts like Jamie, and there's been, how many interviews have we seen these past few days of body language experts that were analyzing what they saw on that little bit of surveillance video that we did have. Authorities throughout the week, they've been canvassing the neighborhood. In some cases, looking in the areas in the immediate vicinity around Nancy's home. This was the search area that they conducted earlier this week. Gives you an idea of where Nancy's home is and gives you an idea.
I'm gonna mute for a minute because I'm gonna do some stuff in the background for my stream. But we're gonna listen to this while I do that.
Idea of where the gloves were found. By the way, we've heard from police in recent days that there's been multiple gloves, and we don't know which gloves are which gloves and which ones were found 2 miles from the home, or if there were perhaps others found even further from the home. One thing we do know is there were not gloves found inside the home. The Pima County Sheriff's Department putting that to bed, saying that reporting that came out last night that there was in fact a glove inside the home was erroneous. We've also been learning a little bit more about the type of backpack. Again, just kind of getting some better idea, because in the grainy footage, it just was a backpack, and now FBI Phoenix sending this out. This is the exact type of backpack that they would look for in relation to the person that was caught on that surveillance video. Go through a little bit more of the timeline. Earlier this week, this is a video from the New York Post showing them as they actually picked up that glove and brought it in for processing. All of this coming, and then later in the week, we heard that a person was brought in for questioning, and that kind of raised our alarm, and it was the first time we had actually heard a person being identified as somebody that wanted to be brought in for questioning. That person ended up being brought in for questioning, and then they ended up getting released within hours, and since have done interviews with the media. And clearly, where things stand tonight, the big story of the night is that at least 3 people have been detained. Police not using the word arrested with this tonight. And also the Fox flight team still flying above the scene, giving us an idea of how much activity we're seeing in the immediate area. So I've been waiting for a written statement from authorities. They say that's what they're going to give us tonight. There's not going to be an on-camera press conference. There will be a written statement. And Jamie Copenhaver is still here with me. Jamie, let's go over some of the reasons why police would keep information a little bit closer to their chest.
Absolutely, the integrity of the case. We've heard criticism about the lack of information coming out. So, they're doing that for a reason. They don't want to give up what they have. Keep in mind, there's an 84-year-old woman still missing. So, they're doing everything they can to maintain that integrity. Hence, we've not heard anything from the sheriff since
Not there,
Friday
is
in
it?
terms of a formal press conference until today. I think he did a local interview. So I think, what you don't see is just as important as to what we're seeing. And I think the lack of communication to the press and the public is, in this case, a good thing. Hundreds, if not thousands of people are working on this case also.
There's a big truck coming through. Oh no, JLR said big truck coming. I want to see what the truck is. So I figured I'd share with y'all what the big truck is. I don't know. It's a big truck. Oh, a SWAT truck leaving. There we go. SWAT's leaving. They're done. Hello, my beautiful Cindy. Tactical rescue. Look at the crowd of people, y'all. Did y'all see the crowd of people? Look at this crowd of people. All these people. Wow. There's a lot of people out there. I need to refresh. I think I lost sound. I lost sound on this. Hang on. Let me stop screen and refresh it.
Don't have enough. Come back when you have it, right? So, it may take multiple trips to that court. But the good thing is they certainly met the elements and the hurdle to get a circuit or federal judge to sign off on the warrant that we're seeing play out here. Austin, it's a big thing to go and bust down someone's door with a SWAT element and essentially go in and take custody of everybody and search that house. So, it's our castle, right? So whatever the evidence and the probable cause they had, it certainly convinced the judge that signed the warrant.
We've been
Yeah, he has
following
a
Fox
point.
News Digital's reports. They've been updating.
Let me see if I got any more updates
See
back
one
here.
new update that says, this is kind of interesting. They say a Pima County Sheriff surveillance plane in the area was seen where this operation is now unfolding earlier today. So I'll read exactly what they have. Earlier Friday, Fox News Digital tracked a Pima County Sheriff's surveillance plane in the area where this law enforcement operation is tonight unfolding. The plane apparently circled the area for about an hour before moving south. How do they gather intelligence typically before they carry out something like this, Jamie?
I don't want to give up a lot of tradecraft, but it's open source, right? For instance,
okay, we're going to turn that down. CNN just did another, what appears to be federal vehicles arriving at the scene. Unmarked vehicles arrive at the scene. More vehicles, some believed to be federal law enforcement. We're seeing them arriving at a location where authorities have descended less than 2 miles. First group of cars included marked sheriff units, while a second group sorry, y'all. Again, y'all know I'm watching multiple tabs. I have a monitor over here that I'm watching that has vehicles going in and out of the scene. So that's why y'all see me back and forth and pausing. So I'm watching multiple things. Anyways, back to what CNN was saying. First group of cars included marked sheriff units, while a second group included a federal evidence truck. According to CNN producers on the ground, SWAT vehicle was seen departing the scene earlier. Oh, we saw this. Okay, that was less than a minute ago. SWAT and forensic vehicles, that was 22 minutes ago. We've seen that. So are they going to let me play it this time? Why is this? It is not letting me play the videos on this damn channel. Okay, so I guess we're kind of at a...
They're following along with Michael's reporting throughout the extent of this, and Michael is on scene. He's sending out videos of some of the different types of vehicles that are moving. He just sent out a video of the exact SWAT vehicle that we saw leaving live.
We saw the video. JLR saw
not
it.
Exactly sure of the timing. When will we learn more about this? When will we get the
I was
official
hoping at
statement
least
from the Pima County Sheriff's Department?
That's what I was waiting
We
on,
don't know.
was the
We
statement
understand that
from
it
Pima.
is forthcoming, but we don't know when. We don't know when exactly. We'll learn more about this 1, 2, 3 people. It's been reported so far that have been detained as a result of this joint effort, it appears, between the Pima County Sheriff's Department and the FBI. Jamie Copenhaver still here with me. And Jamie.
And we flip back over here to Grizzly True Crime. She reposted Paul Morrow, not going to report anything I have not corroborated. At present, multiple vehicles at location, both agencies, multiple forensic trucks. And see, they got people in the comments. And see, and this is why I say comments will get you every time. Heard they called for cadaver dogs. Can you verify this? Plus, the same account said that the coroner was on site. Is this true? Somebody said not true. So see, this is what I'm saying. You cannot always trust what social media says. News Nation's now confirmed that Nancy Guthrie was not located during the SWAT-led search warrant execution. Well, yeah, we knew that. So this is a Fox reporter. Okay, stop, y'all. I told y'all I'm listening to multiple shit. Okay, we have to switch over this tab. He's talking shit, y'all. Stop.
False facts or interests. It's the #1 trending story on social media. It's international.
Y'all
everyone
listen.
is a cyber sleuth at home.
Hey,
and that's
Orange.
not taking away from
Listen.
sitting on the edge of your seat, being involved and trying to figure out what's happening, right? But when you're out spreading the facts that just don't add up, or false facts, or absolutely just clickbait, that could not only damage people, but it also could hurt the case. It's been reported and seen firsthand. You have YouTubers, nothing against YouTubers, but you have individuals out following SWAT elements, live streaming the location of SWAT personnel. That becomes dangerous. So, as much as we all want that instant gratification and get this case solved for closure of the family, we all must be a little bit responsible in terms of what we're transmitting on social media.
That is medical related drive-in here to this scene. I do want to note, though, this started before we got here, so we don't know every person or vehicle that is here, and it's so far down the road we can't see it, but we have not seen anything like that. And of course, everyone here, every day I get questions about this search, and everyone wants answers, and so many people have come to Nancy Guthrie's home telling me they're praying for her safe return. They want her safe return. And that has really been the focus of not only the community, but the sheriff's department as well. Okay, we have another car. Let me pull get out of this way, I should say. I think this is the second white van we have seen like this come out. And if it is similar to the one we saw earlier today, it had no kind of wording, labels, anything on it. Okay, this is leaving the scene. I'm trying to see if there's anything. Yeah, just a van. Looks to be law enforcement, and now we have another car who is pulling out right now. We have some people that are. Do you guys live here?
Yeah.
You do? Do you live in there or
Nancy Guthrie.
close to Nancy Guthrie?
We're 9 o'clock scene and interview.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're live. Do you want to tell us how you guys are feeling? Is that okay with you guys?
Yeah, we can. You want to? Yeah.
I have my mic right here, guys. So we're
Okay, so this is just some people providing updates that are near the scene and everything, neighbors. So we're gonna listen into these for a few minutes.
I'm with ABC 15 in Phoenix, and we're live streaming just so you guys know.
So it'll just be shown in Phoenix?
It can be watched all over. Just so you're aware. So you guys live close by. Why did you come here tonight?
I just finished 9 o'clock an interview with another news station. We heard about what's going on here with the SWAT team and some situations happening right now. Someone at a traffic light, someone possibly was shot, self-inflicted wounds. So for those reasons, we came over here to see what's,
Okay, so see, now I'm wondering if what Dolly's seen was not true. He deleted that stream, he took it down, and then he started that new live. And then as we were reviewing that 20-minute live he did, he pulled it down. Oh, Lord.
what's going on. It's in our neighborhood.
A lot of questions swirling, and we don't have any kind of confirmed information yet.
Right.
But how are you guys feeling with all of this taking place, in your community?
Yeah, I mean, go ahead. You start, Somer.
I mean, it's a little concerning, obviously. I'm not used to like this type of crime. I mean, we have crime, obviously, like normal crime in every city, but something like this is really kind of like shocking.
Yeah. For this scene to be just a few miles away from Nancy Guthrie's home, I mean, did that surprise you guys?
Yeah, it's so unsettling. I mean, the disappearance. I mean, this is just Tucson is 500,000 people. It's a really small, close-knit community. We're right in the backyard of University of Arizona. We don't have these kinds of experiences or disappearances in Tucson. It just, it's a quiet town. Yeah. And the community is very, together, close-knit. And we just don't have these kinds of things happen here.
Yeah.
So it's very unsettling. Everyone is really worried. Everyone's looking at cameras, enforcing cameras, street cameras in their houses, outside, inside. So it's just really, everyone is nerve-wracking. I have a next door neighbor that's gone to church for 30 years with Nancy Guthrie, the same church for 30 years, and he's devastated.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of elderly people that live in the foothills area. Right. A lot of people, we have trucks, Amazon, UPS is coming here every day on our streets. So it's hard to detect if these are, suspicious trucks or if it's real, it's just very tough. And with all the presence of helicopters and drones and
the news on the gloves was actually, I had listened to reports, there was one glove that was found a couple miles away out in a wash area, and that they were sending it off for DNA testing. Now, they also said there was a reporting that a second glove was found inside the home. That was a false report. There was not a second glove inside the home like they were reporting, but there is DNA inside the home that is not Nancy Guthrie's and is not a family member, has no familial relation. So they were using that DNA to try to get more information, and that was earlier this afternoon.
FBI on the ground,
And I find this interesting, this woman saying that this is not something normal to them. I'm in the Houston area, outside of Houston. This is daily. This is normal. That to me, living in this area, I'm constantly getting reports of somebody has gone missing, an Amber Alert, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, and we'll pause with that real quick. So if you don't mind to stop and give the stream a thumbs up, thumbs down if you're not enjoying it. We're just sitting here hanging out. If you don't mind, be sure you're subscribed to the channel with your notifications on, because as you see tonight, he goes over here trolling me that she didn't know I was live, which she probably did because she keeps her notifications on, all notifications. Hey, babe, those are your muffins. I just heard the oven beep. So let's go back to this lady and hear what she's got to say.
Unsettling for these elderly people that are, don't know what to do.
Yeah, and one more question before I let you guys go and maybe warm up or at least get back from this area. What would it mean to have answers in this case? Do you think that people could, just feel maybe a little less on alert potentially? Because it sounds like all day, every day, everyone's kind of looking behind their backs.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we really need some answers. We need a solution. This is day 13.
Yeah.
And there's been no proof of life.
Yeah.
We're going on day 13 and we don't know what's going on. So we really the community needs some answers and fast.
Yeah.
It's going on and
She's saying,
ransoms we're hearing about, fake ransom.
and she's saying fast. Well, it's been what? How many days? 13 days now?
Trucks,
Yeah.
so
so many
all these
questions.
things, the gloves, we don't know. The DNA today.
Yeah.
So we really need some answers. And I think the law enforcement and the FBI are doing an amazing job.
I'm not good. I
They
have
are
crooked
really
fingers. I
asking
can't do that
questions,
hard
trying to
thing.
get camera, footage.
Yeah.
They're really doing a great job. And the police force here in Tucson are doing a great job. But it's
need some
gone on
answers.
and we
Yeah.
are very unsettled. We're very devastated.
Yeah.
And I mean, this should be, it's a very peaceful town. It's very
Yeah.
quiet, peaceful.
Yeah. This
we're
is not
very-
what you're used to at all. Yeah.
Especially for it being an elderly woman.
Yeah.
That's like less common.
Yeah.
Especially talking about kidnappings. You don't really hear stories of it being like an elderly woman or a man being kidnapped.
Yeah.
So that's a little more concerning part because it's like, what was the real true,
Yeah. What's the motive behind
this? Like she said, like should other elderly neighbors in the area be concerned as well?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think it was very targeted, and that's my opinion. I just think it's targeted. And just because Orange Rose said that, he put them on the stove for them to cool, because in the meantime, when I log off here in a few minutes, I have to go make my little sugar-free cream cheese icing to put over the top to make it a cupcake. And it's Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day, everybody. It is after midnight. Here it is now, February 14th in the Texas time zone. So we're going to finish listening to these women, and I'm going to see if I can get any more updates, and then we'll probably call
Well,
it.
thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. I'm Ashley again. Sorry, my hands are cold. Thank you so much. I'll let you guys get
Okay.
back, and
Thank
I'm
you
going to
so
put this
much.
back on. Thank you guys for standing and talking to us, providing us with some perspective. And of course, we have so many questions, people hearing so many things on social media. I just want to remind you, we're waiting for a statement from the Pima County Sheriff's Department, and we don't have any information right now that is confirmed. So we don't know what has taken place here, what is taking place down the road, but a community's perspective here on how they're feeling very unsettled, you guys. Ashley, if you can still get them, if they're still close by, I'm wondering, they mentioned a traffic stop and a potential shooting. Did they see that themselves? And what can they tell us about that? I will try to get that. They are talking with another news station right now. As soon as they get done with that, I will ask them. I know that there has been obviously a lot of social media posting about this as well. So many people tracking this case. And so I'll ask them if they saw those things or if they heard those things or how they're kind of getting any of that information. And of course, those are questions we're asking too. What happened? What led up to this? Was there anything else that took place? And what's going on again down the road? So I will ask them as soon as they finish up that next interview. All right, I'll tell you what, Ashley, we're going to let you go. See if you can get those folks back one more time. In the meantime, we want to tell you about some billboards that are now going up in other states as the search for Nancy Guthrie continues, including this one in Palm Springs. Interest identified.
Wednesday, February 4th, the FBI.
Okay, here, let's look at that real quick. They're going to go over the timeline. I think that'll be interesting.
She was dropped off at home by family. Sunday morning, February 1st, the family went to check on her and called 911. A search then getting underway. Then Monday,
Okay. So So earlier, so let me explain. Okay, I'm gonna go back. It was a while back. So JLR reported, and it's earlier in my stream. Okay. Good night, Maria. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you always. So earlier in the stream, JLR was talking, and he was saying, okay, we're outside the house of Buried Green, right? And I even here, I pulled it up. I looked up the name because he spelled the name out. He spelled it out live, and that was the name he spelled out, Buried Green. So I Googled it, and I was like, what? Wait, that doesn't make any sense. So after, yes, happy Valentine's Day, Maria. I appreciate that. You have a blessed day, sweetie. So I was like, who's Buried Green? So then I'm Googling it. I'm going, wait, yes, content. He said it several times. So then after all that, then we have to go over here and into Pima County. Okay, wait, that's the wrong post. Pima County reporting there's current law enforcement activity surrounding a home belonging to a is not accurate. I'm sorry. The Pima County Sheriff Department just had to call you out on social media. I know he does. He likes to talk. He live streams. Oh, you're talking to that one. I'm talking. Yeah, I'm talking. Hi, Ingress. Yes, I like to talk. This is a review channel. We review all kinds of things. Welcome in. Anyway, so, here he was reporting misinformation, and Pima County ends up having to call him out and tell him to shut the hell up. So anyways, let's go back over here. We'll watch this timeline, and then
February 2nd, Pima County Sheriff pleading with the public for help for the first time, calling the home a crime scene. Later, investigators say they believed Nancy Guthrie was abducted. Tuesday, February 3rd, the sheriff speaking again, confirming the department is reviewing possible ransom notes, but still no suspects or persons of interest identified.
Wednesday, February 4th, the FBI returned to that home. Guthrie's children that day released a video message, and then that night, President Trump directed a bigger federal
Pima
response.
County, those comments,
February 5th,
we
the
talked about
FBI
that.
announced
We
they were
read through some of
joining
those
the
comments,
Pima
man.
County
They're
Sheriff's
brutal.
Department in a joint investigation.
And their use of
A
AI, the Harvey
$50,000
Levin
reward was
and the
announced
Pima
in
County
this case
Sheriff
Monday,
reporting
February 9th.
those.
The latest
Oh gosh,
ransom
they're
deadline
killer.
then
Y'all gotta
passed.
stop.
That's when
Okay,
Savannah
one more, Maria.
Guthrie
What did the light bulb
released
say?
another
The other on
video.
Valentine's
And then on
Day.
Tuesday, February 10th, big developments.
light
The
my
FBI
up.
releasing
You light me
video
up. I
and
don't know.
images showing who they consider a suspect in the case. The man about 5'9", 5'10".
That
with a
is
very
the teacher in
distinctive
you. That is
backpack.
the teacher
We
in you,
saw
and I
him
so
on
enjoy
the
that, Maria.
doorbell camera video there. Just hours later, another man
Yes,
detained for
you are
questioning
right.
in Rio
did.
Rico, north of Mexico. He was later released and is not facing any charges. Then let's move to Thursday, February 12th. The white tent put up in front of Nancy Guthrie's home and then removed a short time later. The reward in the case, meanwhile, increased to $100,000.
Now, as the search for Nancy Guthrie continues, investigators say that video from doorbell cameras, not just Nancy Guthrie's, but her entire community surrounding, could be the key here.
Yeah, we heard the neighbors just talking about that a moment ago. The founder of the Ring system says even though the Guthrie home had a different system installed, neighbors with Ring cameras may have captured something important. Could be cars, could be other people in the area.
It's dark, but we see the FBI agent taking even more photographs right now of inside. So you know what? He's taking some outside, and now it looks like he's taking some photos inside of this vehicle right now. So it looks like the vehicle is possibly part of this. We don't know. There's still obviously a lot we're working to confirm, guys.
And again, this is
To
where
tell,
we
but
go to just
you can
guessing
imagine
and
the amount of
sitting as
FBI
viewers trying
agents
to
who are
understand
in
the situation.
Tucson for that specific reason.
You know, I mean, it is
so
what it
again,
is.
we don't want to speculate. We want to make sure we get the proper information. And
He's
speaking
right.
of,
We don't want to
continue to
speculate.
wait for an actual statement from the Pima County Sheriff's Office with regarding to that other scene where we believe it was connected. We know that much, that it was connected, but we don't know what was what was involved.
Yeah, let's get back out to our Ashley holding it on. Ashley, I know you've seen a lot of cars coming and going, but again, we want to emphasize no ambulances, no paramedics where you are.
No, we haven't seen any kind of medical vehicles arriving or coming from the scene. And I have been saying, you know, this started before we got here, so we don't know every single vehicle that is inside this scene and down the road. But we're watching really each and every vehicle here that kind of leaves and comes to this area, because some of it have been law enforcement and some people here just turning around. Like, I think this person might just be turning around. Now, we do have those neighbors, those community members that we were talking to, telling us that they are fearful, kind of looking over their shoulder every day, that they know that their community members are also feeling the same. And we're going to try and ask them a few questions here in just a second to see, you know, they were talking about, we have a lot of movement here, sorry guys. They have been talking about some other things they were hearing about, and we don't know if they saw those things or if they were hearing about them somewhere, and we just don't have confirmed information. We have had a lot of cars here turning around and coming in, people moving here in just the last few minutes. So I'm trying to look over my shoulder and just see who is here and who is potentially leaving. And there's so many people here, you guys. So you're seeing a flashlight, you're seeing a deputy waving his flashlight. He's trying to make sure that everyone is out of the road here as these cars try to leave. And he's also taking a look. So this is kind of what they're doing each time, looking at the car, going up, talking to them before they potentially drive into the scene. And I do want to step aside. I'll show you kind of this here.
And I can tell y'all, they're making everybody turn around, because I'm watching JLR's screen too. And they're, and
tell
this
people,
is the same
hey,
scene, but they're
you
making
need to
everybody
make sure
turn
you're
around.
out of the road. We have cars that are coming and going. They even before told a few people to move their cars because they didn't want to block this area and this entrance. Let's show this roadblock again here. We have cones up here. Again, we have that deputy that you just saw walking, and he has been here. The public information officers have been kind of coming and going from the scene, although we have not seen them in quite some time now. And we are still waiting on that statement. So
right,
we don't
all
know
this
how long that's
chaos.
going to take. We were just told soon that it would be coming soon. And we have this Pima County Sheriff's Department car letting people in and out. And as Nick said, he saw a couple of different departments at the scene where he was at. We have seen people, so different departments, I should say, here at some points. Oro Valley Police, Marana Police were also here. And then last time I was with you, we saw some SWAT vehicles leave. We saw some vans leave. And we have seen forensics vehicle, at least one, go inside the scene and drive down the road. So many questions, though, about what's going on here tonight. We have Nick at another scene where FBI is at. And we have seen, obviously, we heard from the neighbors about what it's like to have the FBI in your community and having so many questions. And then we also have this huge law enforcement presence here, so many unmarked cars that we've seen drive in, along with the Pima County Sheriff's Department. And so we obviously have so many questions. Is the scene that Nick is at related to this scene? And we do know this scene is related to the Nancy Guthrie investigation. So hoping to get some of these answers soon, because now it's been over 2 hours since we were told a statement is coming and no press conference. So obviously, though, what we have taking place in there, law enforcement doing some kind of work in here, because they have been in here now for hours since we have been on scene. So many questions here remain, you guys.
And they'll likely be there the rest of the night. And that's, true. To do a proper investigation, they will be going through that house for an extensive amount of time. When you look at how much time, as far as what's happened since
This vehicle, seems that there's a vehicle of interest at the very least.
We have a vehicle that
All
they're
this
over here
happening,
taking
by the way,
pictures
I
of.
do not know where this vehicle is. We don't know how close this vehicle is to where the search warrant was
I'm not sure if this has
executed. What I do know is that the area that the search warrant was executed was about 2 miles away from Nancy Guthrie's home. We know that And really, Jamie Copenhaver, who was speaking with us tonight, he noticed it, just from the officer standing next to the vehicle. He said, it looks like they're keeping an eye on that vehicle there. And sure enough, the FBI pulled out one of their cameras. And now it looks like we've got at least one person that's been detained, possibly up to 3, according to Fox News Digital. Of course, a home that we will wait to learn more. If anything was found in the home where the search warrant was executed.
It was 77 here today. I'm in t-shirts and a short.
And what I'm going to be waiting for here is Fox 10 Phoenix. We'll see if they come back
77 in the
online
Houston area
perhaps with their late breaking news. Here in Arizona, there's been intense interest and really statewide media, obviously international and global media has gathered in southern Arizona for this story. But really any and all stations from southern Arizona all the way up to Phoenix and many of the other smaller media markets in the state, they've all kind of conglomerated in Tucson, Arizona, as we have been covering nearly 2 weeks of investigating, searching, learning little by little as investigators continue their search for the mother of Savannah Guthrie, the Today Show host. So I've been keeping an eye on this shot where the FBI is taking photos of this vehicle. We've also got this scene here. Looks like they've got some vehicles positioned in this neighborhood. Gonna have to ask Julie. What was that, Julie?
Stop. I had to stop. Abellis, you had me stumped for a minute there. I was like, what? I was like, what? Abellis in here cracking jokes. If my last name was Zona, I'd call my kid Ari. So your kid would be walking around. My name is Ari Zona. Stop. You're a mess. You're a mess. You're a mess. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna actually go and spend time. It is Friday. Well, it's now Saturday, Valentine's Day. It's okay. Anyways, I'm gonna go put some cream cheese icing on those muffins, and we're gonna go watch that Tyler Perry movie. If there's any updates, I will I'll have it on my phone, and I will make a post once I hear of anything. It's been fun hanging out. Like I said, I just want to kind of hang, chat, chill. Is what it is. No makeup. It was a freebie Friday. We were hanging out. I want y'all all to have a great rest of your night. This has been fun, and I always enjoy just hanging and talking. Yes, absolutely, Cindy. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody, and be sure to keep your notifications on. And hey, babe, they're telling you Happy Valentine's Day too. Okay. He said happy. You probably couldn't hear him. He didn't talk loud enough. He's over there across the room. Anyways, I want y'all to all have a great rest of your night. And wait, Hio says I have to tell you over here. You have to click up here, and we're doing this new thing where we put these end screens on. I don't know how to do it. Yeah, but something about we click up here. And until next time.
Life's a ride on a rickety old track.